Hey everybody, I wanted to just check in. I haven't done a video in a while, and I'm not sure how many of you knew that I actually chopped my hair off. So in April, I did the big chop. So this is really my 9-month check-in. I'm going to style it, and I'm going to tell you all what I've been using. So right now, I see lots of thick growth, right? Um, in, well, the end of 2021, I got the virus. And one of the side effects of the virus is hair loss. Your hair will fall out, it will thin out, right? And that's what it had been doing. So instead of, trying to hold on for dear life to my length, I said, let me just cut it all off and grow it back so it's all even, all thick. So as I begin to heal my immune system and take my vitamins, I also began using several of the Mega Hair products. So they work. So why wouldn't I use what I created to help me grow my hair back? So I've been using mostly the original formula, but lately I've been partial to the aloe vera, and this oil will save you time on having to buy the stalks, cut it, scoop out the inside, and then boil it down, right? So I'm using the oil, the aloe vera oil. I've also been using the tea mix, right? So it has lots of good stuff in it, right? Calendula, lavender, stinging nettle, lots of good stuff, rosemary, and it lasts a long time because you only need like a little scoop to add to water, and then you strain it, let it cool, and put it in your spray bottle. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm just gonna mist my hair with a little bit of the tea mix spray. So I wash my hair, but I'm just re-wetting it, okay? And I'm actually adding some oil to my hair as well. Well, actually, I'm going to use the butter. I've been making the shea butter and we stopped because it had been melting in the mail, even with the ice packs. So we may bring it back, I'm not sure, but I love this stuff. This is the peppermint version of it. So it's peppermint in here, some other oil, some rosemary. And anytime I have a chance to put some Mega Hair oil into any product, a conditioner, a cream, a butter, I do it. So that's what I'm going to do right now instead of just putting it on my hair. I just mix it around a little bit with my finger. And as you can see, it's really creamy. It's really creamy, and you don't need a lot. So I'm gonna put some on my hair, and then I'm gonna twist it up and put my hair into a protective style because, as my hair grows back, I was wearing mostly wigs. I like a nice, cute, short wig. So that's what I've been wearing. And I'm just so excited about this. I had neglected the channel and all of you that subscribe, but this year I wanted to get back to it, show you my growth. And I usually just color my grays in the front. My mom had that too, but I'm not gonna worry about that today. I'm just gonna put some on the hair while it's wet so it can seal in. And it makes the hair so soft. I wish you can feel it. It's spongy like, cotton candy. So I wanted to just put some of that in my hair, and I'm just going to style it and then talk a little more about my process. I mean, I can talk while I style it. So right now, if you're following us on Instagram, you know that we're doing a hair growth challenge. It's not too late to jump in. If you're saying, you know what, I neglected my hair last year and I want to just get serious about growth, you can hop in, you can order a bottle, and you can join us. Take your before picture and DM it to me, and we will get you on board. We have prizes and stuff too, so you don't want to miss that. And I'm just adding the butter to my hair, and the hair is a little damp, so it's sealing that in. My hair is low porosity, so that means, it takes forever to wet it, and it kind of takes forever to dry too. And this helps keep my hair moisturized. And after I do this, I usually just, as the days go by in the week, I just actually spritz it with some more hair tea. And I always, add some extra butter to the end. So I'm just gonna do like, I don't know if you would call these medium size or like small 2-strand twists, and I always try and be careful with my hair. The first time I went natural, I was like gangster with my hair. I didn't do any of the stuff I was supposed to do, and that was before I created the oil. So once I created the oil, I got more serious about hair care and what I was doing and my process, my routine, if you want to call it that. But my routine is very simple. It's very simple. I am washing it. I am deep conditioning it. Whatever I add to my hair, whether it's conditioner or the butter, I always add some oil to it, an extra bonus. Sit under the heating caps. We have heating caps on the website. They're $10 off right now. And I love them because it's not just turn it on and it has one setting. So you can put it on high or you can put it on low. Go ahead and grab one because they go kind of quick. And it's something that you need if you're going to grow your hair. Your hair needs that deep penetrating heat so that the oils, nutrients, and everything else you use to benefit your hair, you need it so that it will penetrate, have time to penetrate. So again, I'm doing the 2-strand twist. And this is so funny because I used to watch some of the more popular, well, they're more popular now. Natural girls do their videos and their hair. And I would watch, but I would never think one day that I would be doing videos like that. So my goal was to measure, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. But realistically, you know that the shrinkage is real. You can see the growth. It's no joke. It's no joke. And, for 9 months in, that's not too shabby. That's not too shabby. And you definitely want to do something like a butter cream moisturizer or something just to keep your hair nourished. And even with the protective styles, I don't want to put too much because I don't like the tacky feeling when you put too much. So I try not to put too much, and I just try and twist it into a style that will be easy to take out. So normally I do the 2-strand twist all over, but lately I've been doing this style because it's easier for my wig to lay flat. And then also it looks cute even if I don't want to put a wig on. I do a little zigzag design. You'll see it. But Yeah, if you're using the oil, tell me which is your favorite. So if you love the products, if it's blessing you, if it's, giving your hair life, go ahead and tell me about that in the comments. And then also, when you're telling me which is your favorite oil, let me know if you think we should bring the butter back. It's really good. I don't know how that broke. It's really good and I use it. So even if I'm not selling it on the website, I still use it because I love it that much. I have well, my husband has a friend who comes and always wants to buy the butter. He uses it for his beard and, he doesn't really have hair on his head. And it's so full. It's made his beard so full. So there's blessings in this stuff. You just have to know what you're using. There's a blogger, well, I think she's an influencer, same thing, kind of. But she was going into stores and showing that a lot of the popular products that we think are black owned because they give the products black sounding names aren't even owned by black people. They're owned by white people. I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I'm just like, okay. It just seemed a little deceptive though. So, business is business, I guess. In addition to that, let me just ask, have you guys seen the lawsuit going around about hair relaxers causing cancer? I wanted to ask that because, if you're trying to, kind of live your best life and you want to live, to know that a perm can do that, it's not very nice. It's not very nice, for lack of a better term. It's not very nice. I tell my husband all the time that, a lot of times we use products and then we find out years and years later that it does this to our body or does that to our body. And a lot of times I believe that these companies know, but they're just not ready to give up the money making aspect of it. So what are your thoughts? Drop me a comment about that too. And I'm going to try my best to be really engaging on this channel. So I will definitely respond. Just drop me a comment below. As you can see, I'm trying to get this line straighter. And it doesn't have to be perfect because, once it's twisted, it lays pretty flat. So that's what I love about it, as well as the peppermint scent. Ooh, it just smells so good, right? And it glides through the hair. So it's not tangling the hair. It's not pulling at the hair. This will allow my hair to just lay flat. And if I cover it up at night when I sleep, I'll wake up and it'll be a fresh look that I can just run to the store with, and I don't have to worry about trying to put on a baseball cap. And it smells good. I said that already, but I wanted to say it again. It smells so good. There are lots of hair products out there and, they may work, but if I'm going to wear something or do something, I want it to at least have a nice smell. I don't want to smell like a medicine ball, running errands or going to a doctor's appointment. I want it to be really smelling good. So I'm thankful because this does. I was watching my judge shows, and then I remembered that I said I was going to start doing the videos on this channel this year. And since I said that, and I had just washed my hair and sat under the dryer this morning, I said, then let me just stick to my word. So I thank you all for liking the channel. And as you can see, when I put the butter in, if I smooth the butter through the hair, you can just see what it does. And that's all over. So that's what happens. It's really good to the hair. So again, 2-strand twisting, and I prefer this to actually just doing the 2-strand little baby twist all over because it's quicker to take out, and you know, I do a lot, so I don't have time to sit here with 400 little baby 2-strand twists. I mean, it looks nice when it comes out, but then days later it starts to tangle. And, you know, I have to, you know, if I have a style, I like it to at least last for a week or more. So like I said, when I do this, and I just kind of alternate back and forth, so it's kind of like a zigzag. But when I do my hair like this, and I'm not even doing it as perfectly as I normally do it, so forgive me. That's because I'm looking at the camera and I'm not, you know, in a mirror like I usually am, but I do it this way and that way, and then it has like a little zigzag, but it serves its purpose, and that's to keep the hair hydrated, not tangling, not getting into knots and all of that stuff. So this is good. This is good. Yesterday, my hair was just getting tangled, and I was supposed to do it yesterday, but then I said, you know what? I have too much to do. So I procrastinated and I put it off till today. But that's okay, because today, that means that the focus was just my hair and just my hair alone. So that worked out better, because then I didn't have to rush. I was able to actually sit under the dryer, the heating cap rather, for a couple of hours. And I hadn't done that in a really long time. Hadn't done that in a really long time. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some of this here. Okay, and then the rest in the back, I'm just actually going to part, and it's going to go, I'm just going to twist it straight down. Okay, so that makes it easier. In the back, that'll make about, I don't know, 6, 7 twists, maybe more like 6. Like I said, I just love smoothing this stuff on my hair and on my ends. Just want to make sure that the ends are covered. Right? All right. So I think I shared this on our page on Instagram, and if you're not following, it's Shop Mega Hair. And if you follow us and or someone who engages a lot, I'll usually follow you back. I try not to follow random bots because I want to make sure that the people who are really connecting with us are seeing our posts. And when you follow a lot of bots, they eat up your exposure. So, meaning Instagram will show them your content when they don't even care about it. And then the people who really need to see it or want to see it, will say, well, I hardly see your post. But anyway, this is what I wanted to do, kind of like a little length check, even though this is just one twist. But as you can see, it's sitting on my shoulder right now. So it's sitting on my shoulder, and even as I let it go, it's still dangling above my shoulder. So this is 9 months of growth, right? So whether you're just getting started or you're like, well, I don't know what to do, I'm scared to do the big chop, I usually say just do it. One of the things I had to do when I did the big chop back in April of last year is I had to go on go on YouTube. And what I started doing was looking for styles for TWA, teeny weeny afro. So, when you do the big chop, usually you're in that teeny weeny stage and you need to find styles in advance that you're going to do once you do the chop. So you don't want to do the chop and then wing it unless you're just going to do the afro and that's going to be you every day, wash and go. But there are styles that you can do when you have a teeny weeny afro, and some of those styles you can continue to do once it starts to get some length, right? So that's what I did. And I have one tangle back here, and I'm trying to be very careful because when I went natural the first time, I wasn't the best with my hair. I would pull and tug and manipulate, and that wasn't good. So I want to make sure this time that, I'm taking the best care possible of my hair, right? And the thing I like about using this butter too is that when I do the twist, they come out so juicy, so juicy. And this jar of butter, unless you have a house full of girls like my niece, unless you have a house full of girls whose hair you need to do frequently, this jar will last you a long time because you really only need a little bit, especially if your hair is just shoulder length or shorter. Now, the longer your hair is, then the more you need to use, but for the most part, it will last a while. So if you want me to bring it back, the butter, let me know. Let me know. So I'm almost finished. I hope I'm almost finished. Yeah, so it's a process. I think, when I went natural the first time, I didn't really fully grasp, how much time it was needed to be natural. It's not like, oh, I cut my hair and, now I can save $40 or $50 from going to get my hair permed every month or every couple of months, right? I still had to take time, buy products. But the good thing about this, it's not just that I make products, but when you've been natural before, the products you like to use. So if you're starting over, if maybe you had the virus too, and maybe your hair felt like it was thinning out, get yourself an oil, get yourself a butter or a cream conditioner, and just begin incorporating that into your routine. and you will see massive growth. You really will. You really will. I have a friend who just went natural, and she's hydrating. She understands the necessity to hydrate the hair. So that's one of the things too that I didn't do when I went natural the first time. I mean, I would allow my hair to get super dry, and, like I said, I was not caring for it the way that I should. But now I'm able to twist it. I know some styles, and it's more enjoyable now because I understand the work that's involved, so it doesn't feel like a burden. It doesn't feel like a burden. Yeah, if your hair feels like a burden, you're not really going to do what you need to do. And when you don't do what you need to do, your hair is just going to rebel. It's going to let you know that it doesn't like that you're not deep conditioning. It doesn't like that you're not moisturizing. It doesn't like that you're not using products that are good for your hair. And that's another thing that I wanted to share. They were just talking about all of these brands that people think are good that have the alcohols and the other bad things for your hair in it. So my stance is always this when it comes to business and supporting small business. Support small businesses so that they can become big businesses. You know, it's almost like when companies get to a certain size, or already big, they don't care what's in their products. They're taking the cheapest route, right? They're using fillers and all of that. And I would never even dream of using fillers in my oils, right? But there are oil companies out there that do that. They're full of fillers. You're getting a filler oil that you may not even know what the origin of it is, right? That's never good. That's never good. So I'm going to twist this last one in the back. Oh boy. I felt like I was pulling out hairs from another one, which meant that my line probably wasn't all that straight. Well, sometimes I improvise. Sometimes I improvise when it comes to styles and the lines and stuff. Like this one I'm doing here, it ends about up here. So I probably have this much hair at the bottom. I'm just going to do one single twist because I really wanted to come on with you guys. I didn't want to let another month go by and not reach out. I'm going to try and be really, really consistent. If you have questions, something you want to ask about or about my journey or whatever the case may be, just go ahead and drop it below. Drop it below. Right? So all I have is this left now. So as you can see, I don't know, can you? So it's nice. They're nice and juicy, like I said. They're nice and juicy and moisturized. So if you're looking for moisture, you can get it with a conditioner, a leave-in cream. You can get it with the oils too, and the tea mix. I try and spray every day because if you're going to spray your hair with just water, you might as well have the nutrients from the different herbs in the water, which is what our tea mix is comprised of. Okay? So that's where we're at, people. That's where we're at. One of these days I'm going to learn how to just play some music in the background so, so you guys will have something to listen to while you're watching me, not just the stark quietness. Let you feel like I'm doing your hair, maybe relaxing a little bit. Okay. And also, we are on TikTok. I don't know what it is about TikTok, but it's almost like, oh my gosh, what does it take to get some followers over there? Um, so if you're on TikTok, follow us. We're Shop Mega Hair over there too. It's one of the things I try to share in business. Keep your um, names for social media consistent so people don't have to guess where to find you. So if you're ABC123 on Instagram, be ABC123 on TikTok and Facebook too. Otherwise, you know, people aren't, unless they're just super thirsty and hungry to find you, which is a good thing. That's not bad. Unless they're super thirsty to find you, they're not going to do cartwheels trying to figure out, well, what is her name? And then Google you and all of that. Okay? So I have about 2 more here. And then that will be it. So my hair right now, the length is almost, it's a little shorter, but it's almost to where it was when things started to go wrong, when I started to neglect. It's like the longer it gets and I had to pull the comb through it or pull the brush through it, you know, I would be so rough sometimes I could hear my hair breaking off and then not trimming it regularly and then getting sick and then the thinning. And that's why I ended up having to cut it. So this time around, I want to be very, very cognizant and aware of how I'm treating my hair so that I get length on top of length and inches on top of inches. So that's it with this. Okay. So yeah, the 2-strand twists, I love them. They're easy. They're easy to put in and to take out, and there's not a whole lot of extra behind it. I'm just doing like the prep work, like I said, to make it easy for me to go. You know, the market is right up the street and I can just jump in the car and go, and I don't always have to reach for a hat. So I'm able to do this. As you can see, if I could make straight lines, I would actually make them all going back, you know, like cornrows. But as you can see, I mean, this is some juicy twisting here. This is some juicy twisting, right? And of course, like I said, the oil helps. So the oil has the nutrients. So creams and butters are good, but they're only as good as the ingredients in it. So your hair needs the moisture, yes, but it needs nutrients. It needs oils and ingredients that actually grow the hair. That's why no matter what my favorite hair conditioner is, my favorite leave-in is, I always put drops of Mega Hair Oil, whichever one I'm using at the moment. I always put drops of that in it, mix it up, and then put it in my hair. So I'm done. What do you think? I can just go with this, or I can put a baseball cap on when it starts to get a little frizzy. And if it gets dry, I alternate between putting drops of the oil with actually misting it a little bit. So you can do the same thing too, and you will get exponential growth. Like I said, you see where it is, right? It's shoulder length. It's to the shoulder. At the very least, it's to the shoulder. Okay? All right, guys, leave me a comment. And if you just stumbled across this video, go ahead and hit subscribe. I also want you to know when you go to my website, megahairco.com, look at the menu bar up top. I always put a code up there for you guys to get something off. Okay? See you soon.